3 months and 12 weeks in 2010 have gone by, so which means it's already the end of the first quarter of 2010. So, I'm going to give my little report card update. I just got my report card in 8th grade, and I'm ready to give my report card of 2010's first half of movies. Now, I've seen a lot of movies this first quarter. Not as many as the regular critics, but I damn well seen a lot. And I've basically seen of all varieties. Haven't seen too much horror, but I have seen some comedy, and I'm ready to lay out my thoughts. So here's the first quarter report card of 2010. For Best Actor, I must award it to Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in Shutter Island. Shutter Island is a unique movie with a bunch of twists and turns. I had no idea these twists and turns were coming. A lot of people said you could pick them apart easily. I sure could. Definitely love the film. The scenery is gorgeous, and the Blu-ray release coming in the summer will definitely be one to look forward to. Best Actress would go to Mila Kunis for The Book of Eli, and will go to Alice Eve for She's Out of My League. Both actresses have done a fine job. Mila Kunis was a great role in Book of Eli and really took the role to a step up from what she's previously done. She was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall in the popular Live show, That 70s Show, but I swear Book of Eli is where she does best. In an action film with a protector like Denzel Washington, I really think you can't go wrong. Alice Eve in She's Out of My League was another underrated role. She wasn't the perfect 10, and I'm glad that She's Out of My League used somebody like Alice Eve, somebody many people wouldn't know about. I mean, you all know Megan Fox was what people would have called a perfect 10, but I'm glad they overlooked her and used somebody unique and underrated. She's Out of My League was another great underrated movie, like I say, and deserves more recognition, especially for Alice Eve. Most underrated film of 2010 that I've seen is Midgets vs. Mascots. It's a movie about about 10 midgets and 10 mascots competing, or something like that. 5 midgets, 5 mascots competing for the number one role. A team that gets 30 points first wins the whole thing. Gets $5 million for their team captain and $5 million to split amongst the team. It's a big challenge. Who will win Midgets vs. Mascots? 2010. Definitely check that one out. It's a great movie. It's a Jackass meets Wild Boys kind of thing. Kind of like Bum Fights and Jackass just combined together. Definitely a unique movie from First Look Pictures. The worst actor I have to say is Robert Capron from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He's a terrible actor. I know I shouldn't be too hard on the kid, but he is doing so bad roles I fear for his future. His performance in Diary of a Wimpy Kid was sluggish and almost undeniably horrible. If it wasn't for Fregley, I have to say he was the worst in the entire movie. But for a main supporting role, Robert Capron did an abysmal job, and I fear to see what he does next. The worst actress would be Alexi Wasser for her performance in Cabin Fever 2. Her whole pretty girl dumb blonde feature was just so bad in the movie. Cabin Fever 2 wasn't that great of an outstanding movie, but it definitely had potential behind it, which did not make it the worst. The crappy ending could have been stated, but with the Alexi Wasser's performance, it wasn't all that great and was just basically a flop. The funniest performance was Giuseppe Andrews from Cabin Fever 2, and this is where the movie redeems itself. With the bad acting, I have to say Giuseppe Andrews came back and did a fine job. If most of you remember from Cabin Fever 1, he did an outstanding job as Deputy Winston with his classic 90s parody voice. In this one, he brings that voice back as a bumbling cop trying to track down the source of the water supply, the poisonous water supply that's spreading to the town. He does an outstanding job at trying to be funny, and he actually does try to be funny in a lot of parts. Sometimes he kind of fails, but most of all, he's on top of his game. He's one of the actors you got to watch out for more often because he'll sneak up and bite you. And also, with him being in Adam Rifkin's new movie, The Look, with the security camera movie, the one with the security cameras, what it's entirely shot by, he definitely has potential behind him and will become a great actor in the future. Best movie, I have to go with a tie between Shutter Island and Hot Time Machine. I stated before that Shutter Island was a great mystery thriller combined with a lot of action scenes. Leonardo DiCaprio and Ben Kingsley do an outstanding job together. Director Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, though, worked together on the previous 2006 smash hit at the Oscars, The Departed. So it's no doubt that they have chemistry together and will probably work on more features in the future. Shutter Island is a great thriller that was originally going to be planned for October 2009. I was kind of mad about the wait, but now I can see it was all worth it. Hot Tub Time Machine being the second runner-up was another fun movie. It was just a laid-back, cool movie. We got Craig Robertson, Rob Corddry, Clark Duke, and John Cusack all playing funny guy roles. It's a 4 guys, just a fun duo. There's a lot of laughs in that movie. I can't say it lived up to be The Hangover good, but let's say this is The Hangover, this is Hot Tub Time Machine. They come in a pretty close chemistry together, and definitely Hot Tub Time Machine would be a great movie for this quarter. The worst movie, hands down, I would have said Cabin Fever 2, but if it wasn't for this movie, Cabin Fever 2 would have won. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid was an abysmal adaptation of the book. If you read my review, you've seen all the problems, you know all the problems, you know what happens and everything, but it's spoiler-free. It's a terrible movie combined with awful acting and just stupid jokes. The character Fregley is portrayed way too kiddish, and the movie is just sluggish overall. The acting by Zachary Gordon and Robert Capron is nothing to be proud of. They both play horrible roles in this movie that should have stayed to be just a regular book. We have a novel in cartoons being based in a live-action movie. The book was orientated for about 9 to 14-year-olds. The movie, maybe about 3 and 6-year-olds. Even about 6-year-olds would find these jokes stupid. My first quarter report card is up now. And don't forget, in the future, I'll be seeing Sex and the City 2, Kick-Ass, The Runaways, The Black Waters of Echo's Pond, and a lot more films I'll be seeing this summer. Stay tuned for the next report card coming in about maybe June or July, but here's how you'll know. You'll know when the next quarter report card comes if you follow Richard Roper on his site. This is the episode that inspired him. This is the episode that inspired me to do this. There we go. But whenever you see him do another report card video, that's when I'll be doing mine. So thanks for watching. Sub if you haven't. This has been Front Row Steve with your host, Steve Pulaski.